Welcome to another episode of Sanford Says. My name is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford, and today I'm joined by Craig Radzak. Craig Radzak was retired fire chief for the City of Sanford, and he is now our Assistant City Manager. Welcome, Craig.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
So this is a kind of like get to know Craig in the aspect of Assistant City Manager, and I'm going to read a quick bio on Craig for you to get to know him, and then you'll share a few of your ideas and thoughts about 2022 and your new role as Assistant City Manager. So Craig M. Radzak joined the City of Sanford in February of 1992 as a firefighter in the city's fire department. After nearly 30 years in the fire department and 8.5 years as the fire chief, Craig became the Assistant City Manager just recently, January 1st, 2022. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So Craig Radzak holds a bachelor's degree in public administration with a minor in health sciences. His higher education includes a master's degree in public administration with a graduate certificate in urban and regional planning from the University of Central Florida. Go Knights! Craig Radzak is a full member of the International City-County Management Association and the Florida City and County Management Association. So that's a lot of credentials there, a lot of education and experience. Welcome to City Hall, Craig.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Now, typically we call you Chief, so now we're all going to have to relearn how to say your name. We'll just say Craig.
Yeah, I know, and I've been joking with people. They say, well, you call you Chief or Craig? And I go, well, Craig will work just fine. But some of the fire department employees, they said, once you're Chief, you're always Chief, so we're calling you Chief no matter what. And I said, okay. But to the regular employees, I say, if I don't answer Craig right away, just give me some time. Right. But I prefer to be called Craig.
Okay. All right. Well, it's spelled the same way, so, and
yes,
with
right.
the C, Craig. So, what's your thoughts for City Hall and the city in general, and being the Assistant City Manager?
Well, first of all, I'm very blessed and fortunate to have this opportunity afforded to me, and I've been looking forward. It was announced probably about a month and a half ago, in end of November, mid-November. So I started getting excited, and I started diving into some meetings with our now deputy city manager, who's going to be retiring soon, Tom George. So he's been getting me involved, and I've been getting up to speed on a lot of the projects that he's been working on, and a lot of the issues and challenges that the city has here. So I have a lot of energy, and this is my first week in City Hall, and getting up to speed on stuff. So I'm learning a lot. I go to bed. I sleep pretty well these days, the last couple of nights, because I've been reading a lot, and I've kind of related it to like you're in school all day and you're concentrating, you're reading, and you're exhausted from just using the other muscle in your body, your brain,
right.
From all that. So that's what's been going on this week. So I've been learning a lot, getting up to speed on the issues. But, most importantly, I'm really excited to make a difference in the city.
Yeah, and learning is always a good thing. I don't care what age you are and what stage of your life. It's so important to continue learning about things, and no one knows everything, right?
Oh, that's for sure. And you're talking to Tom George, who's going to be retiring soon. He said, I think you'll really like it because you work with a lot of different people. There's a lot of different projects out there, a lot of different types of work you'll be doing, and I've always kind of been a project person anyway. When I joined the fire department, firefighters are mostly task oriented anyway. They give them a task, they like to do it, complete it. So I always kind of like to do projects where I could see them through completion and see the fruition of that. So I really am looking forward to this. I can't even explain that. I'm really excited about this.
That's great. We're so glad to have you here. And if there's ever an emergency at City Hall, you can run down the hallway and
that's right.
It's very comforting to know our assistant city manager is a ex-fire chief. So what other what ideas do you have? I mean, I know there's several projects that you'll be taking over, but in general, like you said, you're in a learning stage right now, but and it's so rewarding, I'm assuming, what you'll be doing, for the city.
Like a couple of the big projects that I've been kind of getting up to speed on is the one Heritage Park, which is the big development project that takes about 3 city blocks down there, which is now parking now. But when that gets going, I'm in the middle of that project. So when that gets going and concrete or construction fencing goes around there, then we're going to lose some parking spaces in downtown city. So that leads to the next project is trying to lease some land for some parking downtown. So I'm kind of doing that project with Mr. George right now,
Right.
and we're looking at a couple pieces of property in downtown to help with that when the Heritage Park project starts completion, then we'll lose that. So we're working on that. So those are two projects: is the parking and the Heritage Park. The other one is the Mayfair Golf Course. You know, recently we just hired a management company, Down to Earth, and that's pretty fresh. So I'm getting involved with that. And I'm happy to report that I found out that the women's junior college is going to have a tournament out there in May. So that was great news for the city. They were going to use another golf course, but it wasn't in the condition that they wanted it to. So now they've turned to Mayfair and asked them to do it. So now we're working on doing some minor improvement. Mayfair looks great, by the way. The greens, it's improving every day. And so we're working on doing that and getting ready for the tournament and to continue that improvement. So that's been a real, and I'm an avid golfer too.
I was
so
going to say
it's going to be nice to work on that project. And then another big project, and these are the major projects. There's a lot of little things that I've been working on too, but the marina is in disrepair and it needs a lot of work. So we have hired a consultant to do the assessment. That's been done. So now we just need some monies and kind of fix up the marina and do a master planning of the marina to see what we want to do with that piece out there, because it's a great piece of land for the city, and it has a lot of potential. So we're working on that master plan, and then at the same time we're going to make some repairs to the slips and to the docks and everything out there.
Right.
So that's another big thing that's in the works that'll be coming up in the next month or two.
Yeah, I mean, those 3 projects alone will keep you extremely busy, not to mention all the other departments in the city of Sanford and having to juggle that. And you know what's also, I bet, helpful for you is you probably know every street name in the city of Sanford, right? And every location being from the fire department,
That's right,
you know every nick and cranny of the city. And so...
Yeah, after 30 years of working in the city, I knew it very well. And, you know, some of the new, because Sanford is growing a lot, so some of the new streets I might be a little rusty. But and then another project I wanted to tell you about was, this is dear and near to my heart because it's the fire station. We have a huge need for fire protection out on the southeast portion of the city, south of the airport. So I'm working very closely with the airport. It's going to, the land, we're working on a land lease with the airport out there. So we could have about 3 acres of land out there for a 4th fire station. And then when that all comes in, we get the land, then we could work on a design contract with our architectural group, and then we can get that going, because we're kind of a little behind on that. I think we should have, we've been trying for a year or more to get this now. So I think that's going to be something that's going to be coming up in the next couple of months, where we get this land secured, and then we could start moving and provide that protection we need out there for the south of the airport.
Yeah, priority, because I mean, all of that development, all those residential homes, and it's critical.
Oh yeah, you see all the rooftops out on Lake Mary Boulevard, East Lake Mary Boulevard there. So it's a high need right now for the city.
Yeah, I mean, in our city, the city our size, we have 3 fire stations.
3, that's correct.
Right now,
yes.
and and the fire department's been here for over 100 years itself.
Oh yeah, since 1873. Yeah, we've been serving the community for a long time. Yeah,
so
we're actually coming up. I think next year we're coming up on 150 year anniversary. So before I left, the fire chief, we were planning for that. Doing some promotional stuff, because 150 years. I think I looked it up one time. I think the Sanford Fire Department might be the 2nd or 3rd oldest fire department in the state. So which was pretty cool.
It is.
It's actually older than the city itself. 1873 it was formed before the city was. I think the city was 1877. So anyway, so that's kind of exciting for the fire department. To have that 150 year up, and then the growth they're dealing with, and to put that station out there. It's important for the community.
Now, if you recall, in our parade this past Christmas, they had the historic, the antique fire truck, right?
They were hauling Santa at the end of the parade, yes.
And they were cranking what was that, like
the siren?
The siren.
It's hand operated.
Hand-operated.
And it's a 1921 American LaFrance, and a cute little story about it is years ago the chief it was out in Tennessee at a volunteer fire department. Well, he purchased it from them, brought it back to Sanford, and it was in pretty rough shape. So we had the Seminole High School students, the auto mechanic shop, do the body work for it. And in the meantime, one of our retired battalion chiefs and others worked on the motor. and it's running now. 1921 is running.
Yeah.
It does have some overheating issues, and trying to get parts for a 1921 American La France is challenging. I think we had to send it up to, or send some parts, the transmission namely, up to Ohio one time. So,
Okay.
but it's a cool little thing for the parades and for special events
Yeah.
and everything else. So we keep it at the public safety complex in the museum there. We have that right in front, so everyone
Yeah.
can see it next to the police department's vehicle too. So that's just something that's really cool that gives us, that as a city, a little background and little
Yeah.
heritage of the city. Yeah,
Oh,
it's cool.
sure. Yeah, and see, so looking at you, I can't help but talk about the fire department and all this stuff, but that'll change down the road and all.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, it's wonderful to have you here at City Hall, and your office is on the second floor. This is your first week, technically, right? First couple days
Yeah,
here.
this is my fourth day, and I attended a couple meetings with you this week, and I introduced myself to the community. I'm looking forward to meeting more community. I've been out in the community a lot since fire chief, 8.5 years, but I'm looking forward to meeting more people, and
Yeah.
getting to know their issues and challenges and try to address some of those, because I know we do have a lot of challenges in front of us in the city, but we're working and we're improving every day, which is really nice to see. What I've noticed from working with the city the last 30 years, the last 4 or 5 years, we've made great improvements with the city, and the growth is here,
Yeah.
and it's still coming. So I think it's a
Oh,
good time
sure.
for me to come in and try to make a difference for
Yes.
some of these, planning and growth
Yeah.
management stuff we're having. Yeah.
It sounds like great timing for you, a great professional decision and career move for you. And again, we're welcome you here at City Hall, Craig. And anything else you wanted to add? I know it is your fourth day here, and like you met, and I will say this too, you're used to wearing uniforms every day, right?
Hey,
And so,
yeah, I know. Yeah, this is.
and Craig is wearing a tie today that is not what the navy blue ties or black ties the fire department
it's
would.
actually a gold
It's
tie.
a nice
Go
gold
Knights,
tie.
charge on, like you said earlier, right?
So, yes, yeah. So that's probably silly things, but it's like, and you're in a uniform for 30 years, and now
Yeah.
you're changing to
I know.
business attire.
That's been a change. I've
right?
been joking with people that, you don't know how good you got it. You go in the closet and you only have like 2 or 3 options. Which uniform shirt am I going to wear today? Well, now
Yeah.
I got to go in the closet and say, honey, does this match? I've been joking about that. And interesting, I was telling this story too, that after you get it, we're creatures of habit, you drive into work, and I'm driving to the fire station. I said, oops, I'm going to City Hall now, So,
Yeah.
so little things like that. After, all those years in the fire department, you get used to things. But this is a great opportunity. And then one other thing I want to note that, mentioned earlier that I was very fortunate. I know a lot of people, a lot of the city employees, so I know being a new employee, trying to get everyone to know people and build relationships, I'm already there. I've
Right.
worked for the city for a long time, and I know who to go to for help, and I know a lot of the city employees. We have great city employees that are very helpful. So that's a lot of
Yeah.
the challenge, and I think that's going to help me tremendously in my new job, where I could, because I've already built this relationship with a lot of the city employees.
Yeah,
So.
of course, certainly, and the fire chief being part of the executive management team with all of the department directors,
That's right, yeah.
meeting, twice
Yeah.
a month. That relationship is there,
Yes, right. Yes. it
and
is.
you're
It's-
correct.
yeah.
It would make it a lot easier
Yes.
for
yeah,
transition.
yeah.
So,
It's been great though, but I'm so excited about it.
all right. Well, we're excited to have you here, as I said, and we'll look forward to you being on the podcast again with more episodes about projects, those big projects, the
Yeah,
marina,
hopefully
Heritage
we'll have
Park.
some progress, and I could talk more about not just having a weekend, but maybe a few months in, and I could give you some more updates. Yeah.
Right. And so we appreciate you very much taking time out of your very busy day to be here and share and have people get to know Craig Radzak as the Assistant City Manager for the City of Sanford. So good luck. I look forward to working with you even more. And thanks so much for being on the show, Craig.
All right. Thanks, Lisa.
This is Lisa Holder, Communications Officer for the City of Sanford. Thank you for listening to Sanford Says. You can find this podcast wherever you subscribe to your favorite podcast and on the wonderful city website at sanfordfl.gov and our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're also on YouTube. Thanks again for listening. Have a great day. Until next time, bye.